Welcome to the Wrexham Coffee Matchup. I'm Dave.
And I'm Courtney. Each week, we'll take a few minutes to catch up on the latest news from Wrexham. From matchups to transfers, on and off the pitch, we'll share our takes on it all.
So grab a coffee and join us.
Dave, welcome back.
Oh, welcome. How are you doing this week?
Yeah, well, could be better.
Could be better, but it could be a heck of a lot worse too.
Well, I'm talking about different news.
Well, that's true. Well, let's start with so should we start with the transfer window, because we only have a little over a week left of the transfer window, and we were greeted with two exits. But so first, kind of some people expected, but not everyone. But Ryan Barnett was sent off to the MK Dons in League One, which with his departure, that leaves Max Cluith is the only player left on the roster who's done the back-to-back. So we went from 10 2 years ago down to the lone wolf Max, who did make his debut on the field at the very last minute of the game this week. So yeah, that was kind of sad to see. But Ryan made his debut for MK Dons over the weekend, and so he's getting in there quick. But I know the one you're really sighing about is, as you predicted last week, Arthur Watch is over.
It's done.
It's done. Like right after we recorded, like the next day, they confirmed that he's gone on a 1-year loan to Charlton. That takes him through the end of his Wrexham contract. I did do a little bit. I looked into his stats a little bit over the past few years. So Arthur he played with us for 3 full seasons. He came in when Ben Foster retired and kind of took the role of the number one. He made 121 appearances as goalkeeper, which is the 9th most of all time. So that's a pretty impressive
9th
run.
most of all time for
As
Wrexham,
goalkeeper,
or
for Wrexham goalkeepers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And since in the kind of the modern era of right before the takeover till now, only Rob Layton had more appearances than Arthur did in goal. But in that time, he had 46 clean sheets, which is the 7th most of all of Wrexham's history, which is a really impressive number. And he was named the 22-23 League Two Team of the Season as the goalkeeper for that. So he had a very impressive run with us. And we saw how he's grown as a player, but also as a person over the last few years. Just really kind of matured and come into his own, no longer the shy, quiet little guy. Still very chill, but not the shy, quiet boy.
Still quiet, but a quiet confidence.
Quiet confidence, yes. But it is very sad. He made his debut for Charlton over the weekend against West Ham, playing at the London Stadium. So talk about a big place to make your debut for a team. And West Ham really gave him a workout. I was looking at the stats. There was 22 shots on goal, 9 of them on target, 8 of which he saved. Only conceding 1 goal to West Ham, but Charlton won the match 2-1. And Arthur was named the man of the match in his first appearance, that's a wonderful, wonderful kind of accolade. So, I know you've said before. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, and what he was up against is kind of the situation we were in last week, right? 22 shots, 9 on goal. We had 18 shots. I think it was 8 on goal. It puts the keeper through a workout. So I think it's a really big testament to him being named man of the match, and helping Charlton to win a victory.
And hopefully Charlton falls in love with him as Wrexham did.
How can you not?
I know. Yeah, how could you not? And Charlton has now won their first 2 matches. I know super early in the season, but they are sitting in first place, or tied for first place. So it's kind of an impressive, but again, long way to go.
It's an impressive and useless statistic at this point.
Yeah. Yes. But it was nice seeing all the sort of the well-wishers from the fans when he moved on, hoping that he does well. I had his game on in a little window while I was watching the main match that we'll talk about in a minute. And so every time I heard a noise, I looked over and saw what was happening. And I saw some of those really nice, very classic Arthur saves that he was making, kind of using his entire body every way he could. And it was just fun to watch.
Yeah.
So there's still, with a little over a week left, there's still 2 players who have not been playing for the team who are looking for new homes. Don't know what
or who we expect are looking for new homes.
Who we hope are looking for new homes because they're both very good players. So Elliot Lee and Connor Cody are the last 2 who haven't earned their place on the squad for this season and look to be hopefully either moving on, or Connor Cody's case, it's whether he moves to another team or whether he starts going into more of the coaching track of things. So I guess we'll hear something in the coming week. I mean, we heard 2 last week. We heard
maybe.
We heard 2 the week before. The window closes on September 1st. So there's not a whole lot of time left. So cross our fingers and hope the best for that. There was an interesting update. So both Parkey and Michael Williamson talked about the signing window, the transfer window, and talked about how they're pleased with the 3 signings that we brought in, and said that there have been a number of people that they've been looking at that have been looked at by many, many, many teams. And so at this point of the recruitment, those people who are out there and available are not just also being looked at by Premier League teams, other championship teams, but also teams in Europe. And so they said, don't be surprised if no one else comes in, but also don't be surprised if 1 or 2 more do come in the door before the end. And so it's just sort of, I think they're just kind of...
So basically they're saying... The window is still open. You hungry animals, just wait.
Just wait. But if we don't bring in anything, they both said that we have a very good squad. It's just a matter of, is there any key positions that they'd like to shore up? And I think we've talked about it as well. There is the issue of depth in some of the positions where we worry where if someone gets injured, is there someone to fill that space? And we still haven't seen Windass and Sheaf. And Kakache re-injured himself after the summer preseason, and so we haven't seen him in a regular season match either. So there's still some hopes waiting in the wings, I guess you could say. But the latest is apparently Windass is looking to be available for the Birmingham match this week, which I know in the last 2 matches, if he had the magic and once he gets up to speed, he could have just helped us a little more in making those connections.
Yeah. I don't know. He's looking to be available. I'm sorry. It's a bunch of like frou-frou, la-di-da. It means nothing to me because they're not going to say anything. We'll find out.
We'll find out when we find out. Yes.
What is it? On Friday, an hour and a quarter before kickoff. Right. That's when we'll find out.
Hopefully sooner than that, but yes.
Oh, I mean, that's when we find out if he's playing.
That is absolutely true.
If he's in the lineup, then we'll find out.
Then we'll know.
Playing.
Then we'll know. Yeah. So interesting because so the Wrexham, they kind of launched their own streaming service separate from iFollow, and there's a whole bunch of issues last week with that.
Yeah.
But this week,
but also some fantastic things.
Yeah. So this week went off much more without a hitch in terms of the ability to log in and get into it.
I think people also knew where to go. You knew to scroll down beyond where it tells you to pay again. You knew, okay, we've got to wait until it's just a half hour before kickoff. So I think part of it was just that now that people knew, since it wasn't communicated to them before, then they knew.
But for the first time, so in previous seasons, Matchday Live was only on YouTube. And so if you wanted to watch the pre-match analysis and the interviews, you had to go over to YouTube and then switch back to the streaming, or like some people have both of them running at the same time, if you're able to do that. So now Matchday Live on home matches is part of the stream. So when you turned on, Matchday Live was there right from the beginning. It's there. The only sad part,
do you see warm-ups?
No. Is it replaced the warm-ups?
Rats!
And I know there's a lot of us who enjoyed watching the warm-ups just...
For various reasons.
Yeah. You're going to say, but?
But I will say one fantastic, beyond incredible benefit that we have this season that we have not had in previous seasons is that you get the full match replay with our comms team.
Yes, and I noticed
And in the
that.
past, it's been a soundless. Well, you get the like
Right,
audience gasps, but that's
right.
it. And that has been really nice to have.
Yeah, that was really nice. I noticed that in the previous match when I wanted to go back and catch my shout out, and it was
Your
there with
pirate shout
audio,
out.
and I was very excited about the whole thing. The sad part is that on the video stream, we no longer get Mark's halftime commentary. So halftime was kind of where he would go
We
through
can't listen
that.
about pies.
Pies, talk about pies. He would answer some Ask Wrexham questions, kind of fill that
Oh,
15 minutes in the way that only Mark can. It switches back to Matchday Live. So I'm guessing on the away
okay, for
matches,
home.
it'll stay with him, hopefully on the
Because
away
I
matches.
watched,
Yeah.
obviously, did not watch this one since I'm shocked by this news. But I watched the first match and we did hear it. So yeah, I
Right.
guess it must just be a home match
So on the home
situation.
matches, it switches back to Matchday Live. Someone said the audio stream still plays Mark. So if you're on the audio stream, but for me, like I learned from the past years that if you touch your video stream once it's going, there's often a chance you can't get back into it. And so I'm once it's running, I try not to touch.
Actually, I'm not even going to say that comment out loud. I'll just leave it. I'll just let it go into the ether. We don't need to talk. Great. Good to know. Moving on.
So we did have a match this
We
week.
did.
So we
We
had a
did.
match that was actually Saturday at 3:00, which is a rare occasion for the beginning part of this season so
How
far.
was that, your early morning wake up?
It was like old times. It was very nice because 7:00 my time, which is really reasonable. So I was up and kind of ready with the stream around 6:15. Just kind of like easing into it. Had my coffee, made a bagel, ready to go. Didn't take my notes, but that's okay. Had the Blue Sky community kind of reading along what's going on with them. Was following along with the issues they were having with the new ticketing system, but we won't go into that so much
Nope.
because been dealt with very well elsewhere. So new ticketing system in place, a lot of confusion, a lot of rollout issues. Hopefully they get that squared away much better and communicated by this coming Friday. But so we face Watford. So
Mm-hmm.
Watford, we'll just let it go. Let it go again. Watford finished 16th last season. We had one loss and one draw against them when we met with them last. This time we came in and I thought we looked strong. You know, we had a
Mm-hmm.
strong performance. We're way more cohesive than we were at the beginning of last season. I mean, if we're comparing
Night and day.
match two of this season to match two of last season, which I think is the only fair thing we can do at this point. Very strong team performance, really playing as a team.
Well, it's
and
the only season in the last handful of years that have been in the same league.
same league against a lot of the same opponents, and this year
So,
with
yeah.
a lot of the same players that we played
That's
with
big
last
key.
year,
Yeah.
which is a big key. But really noticeable is just how we're playing as a team. It's not
Mhm.
just a collection of players. And
Yeah.
like last week, we dominated the match. And we dominated the match in a way that's not reflective of what the final score of 1-1 for a draw was. You know,
So we need to find ways to finish.
yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I like a lot of control to the match, a lot of opportunities that were setting themselves up, but not actually executing those opportunities and making the goals. I mean, Danny
Yeah.
Imray, his goal was absolutely beautiful. It was a
Mhm.
nice team. It was pretty much like a 4-shot assist, setting it up for him to finish it off.
Mhm.
It was really nice. And he had another really, really good opportunity a little bit later on where he hit the goalpost, where just a half an inch, it would have been in. But I mean, he
Collective
executed.
sigh.
that was the kind of execution I think we need from everybody, or more
Yeah.
often in these plays. And it's kind of reflected in the fact that we only, unlike last week where we had 8 shots on target out of 18 or 15 shots, we only had 3 shots on target in this entire match.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2 of those were from Imray in the first half. And so there's really this thing about the whole second half that it wasn't just us holding them off so they don't score like it had been last week. It was
Right.
more like, how do we execute it and finish and actually get those extra points that we need to make us win?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
the key thing I've heard mentioned is that we had, I believe, the highest, or one of the highest number of draws last season. We had 14 draws over the course of the season.
Oh, so we're starting off on fire.
So we're starting off sort of like, if we continue down this path like we did last season. I mean, last season we started with 2 losses, so this is definitely
Yeah.
a better start. But
If we're looking from the point of view of having,
we
did
can't
you say the
afford-
most draws?
we can't afford to have 14 draws in a season and still expect to make the playoffs. I think
No,
that's
well, look. Playoffs now have 2 more teams in them.
they do, but
So you never know.
yes. Yeah. So there was so Ben Whiteman made his starting debut. That was the only change in the lineup this week. And so it seems like Parkey is doing his typical Parkey thing. He's got his lineup set. He's going to make some fine-tuned adjustments. He'll kind of move people in and out a little bit at a time, but I don't think we can expect wholesale changes. Kiefer Moore played well up front. It's more just the matter of giving him opportunities to react to. So there's still an issue both. And even when Sam Smith came in early, it was just a matter of like them not having the chances, right, to finish those goals. But there was the most interesting thing was in the 95th minute, there was a moment that was the exact mirror of the last week's Cardiff match, where one of our players was fouled right outside of the box and given a goal and given a free kick right outside of the box at the 95th minute. But unlike Cardiff, who made the goal, ours was deflected, and then the match immediately ended. So it was like, it was so close. There was this big huddle of like, all right, who's going to take this? What are we going to do? We got to make this one. And it just wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. But
maybe again, next week. Maybe later this week, actually, not next week.
Later this week. So this Friday is our next match, and this kicks off
already
one of these super busy sections of the season.
It's like Christmas.
It's like Christmas.
And I mean that from a couple, right? Like, oh, it's Christmas. There's so many matches, but also really like the Christmas period where you have, the Boxing Day and New Year's Day
Yeah, so there's
that period where you have a ton of matches.
5 matches in the next 15 days, or in a period of 15 days. So from Friday the 28th to Friday the 11th, 5 matches. So first up, Birmingham at home, Friday night at 8 p.m. match, which I know you're very happy about. You'll actually be happy about that all 5 of these matches.
I know. I'm loving this.
They're either at 7:45 or 8 p.m. British time, which means, after your kids' bedtime.
9 p.m. for me.
And so you're like,
quiet house, no distractions. Yep.
So Birmingham at home on the 28th. So they're currently tied with us at 13. So we each have a win and a draw so far this season. Last year when we met them, we drew against them early in the season, and then a very, very painful late season loss against them when we were kind of in that playoff hunts. So hopefully we can not repeat that this season, kind of come into it fresh. After Birmingham, then we're Millwall away. So we actually have to head down. We've got quite a bit of travel over that 15-day period. So we're heading down to London for Millwall. They finished 3rd last season. So we'll kind of see how they're stacking up this season. Then it's on Saturday, September 5th, we're away at Swansea. So they finished 11th last season. Then we're back home for Burnley, our first matchup against the recently relegated Premier League team on Tuesday, September 8th. And then we're back to London on September 11th for West Ham away in London. And they were also recently relegated. Now, interestingly, are behind us in the poll in the rankings at the moment. But again,
Mhm.
as you'll just say every time until it's like the middle point of the season, it doesn't really matter at this point.
I mean, here's the thing. Right now, the spread is going to be at max 6 points.
6 points, yes, yeah. There's 7 because Southampton is still in negative territory.
Okay, good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them. A theoretical spread, a theoretical maximum
right.
of 6 points.
6 points, right. But I think
give us another month or two.
So
and then,
after this run of 5 matches, we have one more match, and then we head off into a 3-week international break. So the international break, the first fall one, is quite long this year. So I think that by we get to that first point, we'll start to see sort of how the season's going. And then by the time of the second international break, I think that was kind of last year when we really had a sense of how the teams were shaping up. And also the transfer window hasn't closed. You know, there's still one more match, with the second one to be impacted by any new signings that come in or any outgoings that happen. So, I mean, it's still very early. There's a lot to see, but busy time ahead. And hopefully we can
looking forward to it.
Build on that sort of cohesiveness that we have. And like you said, just start finishing some of these opportunities and scoring more goals. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to be putting that full stop at the end of the sentence, not just leaving it hanging.
Not the ...
Yeah. Just pull 2 of those off.
There we go.
Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
You can also email us at wxmcoffeematchup@gmail.com. All one word, that's wxmcoffeematchup@gmail.com. Or you can follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at wxmcoffeematchup.
From the cop to your coffee cup, that's all for today's Wrexham Coffee Matchup. Keep it brewing, keep it red, and as always, up the town.